I believe in myself.
I am not worth it. I am a failure.
I believe in myself. My faith is greater than my fear.
A lot of my mistakes were around trusting. I made so many mistakes.
I do not think about failing. No.
Is there anything that you would do differently?
Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth.
Like when I'm on my deathbed, when I look back at my life.
You won't believe this. The same interview, the same setup, the same questions asked, but the answers from Meghan Markle and Gwyneth Paltrow could not be more different. Today you'll see the exact reason why some people struggle to come across as authentic and real, while others, they use simple habits that make them instantly more likable and relatable. Now, whether you like Meghan or Gwyneth or neither, you can leave a comment below. But today we're breaking down the exact moments where authenticity feels real or fake. Just watch this first contrast and maybe you'll spot some narcissism.
I believe in myself. I think everything that I am working on is an extension of me. It's an extension of my personal taste. It's an extension of my values. It's an extension of how I like to show up in the room. Giving myself permission to take the space and the time that I need.
Yes.
I really believed in what we were doing. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a nutritionist. And I may have researched things to that point of being a nutritionist, but I'm not, right?
Yeah.
So
Gwyneth uses the word we compared to Meghan's use of words like I, me, my, myself. She has this deep need for admiration, a typical narcissist behavior that she wants to be recognized and admired and recognized as superior, like she's above us, she's more than us. She needs to be in the spotlight. She is special, unique, different, and she makes sure to repeat that very often so that we get it.
What's different than what you're saying is very different. Where things were different with me, of course, is that when it comes from a place of love and excitement, very, very different.
It's very different.
Yeah, then when I am at a different end of, that takes it to a completely different level.
Totally different.
If you're new here, welcome. I'm Rachel. And if you've been here before, welcome back. If you could hit the like and subscribe, that would be amazing. Now, Gwyneth is not trying to be the expert. She's not trying to know it all better than us. She's talking about her mistakes, her failures. You'll see that in a moment. And that is exactly what makes her more human, more relatable. We connect better to her. She's not trying to be perfect and only talk about herself.
I believe in myself.
Yes.
I really believed in what we were doing. It's very, as you know.
So you all will know that there's really, you can go to business school, of course, you can work your way up through corporate American ladder. But when you start a business, it's...
The opposite is Meghan. She puts herself front and center. It's always about her, and that's exactly what destroys authenticity. It pushes people away.
I believe in myself. What do I want to share?
Mm-hmm.
What do I authentically, organically want to share? And I go back to the authenticity, right? It's what I love and it's what I want to share. Where things were different with me, of course, is that...
Next up, let's contrast the mistakes versus the perfection.
My faith is greater than my fear. I believe in myself. I believe in the team around me. I believe in our potential for success.
A lot of my mistakes were around trusting people who were just trust me, not doing my own diligence, to creating the wrong products. And it almost all fell apart, in a terrible way.
I do not think about failing. No. But no, I feel confident in what I've been dreaming up for so long. I feel confident in the partner that I have.
One of the most powerful signs of confidence is not talking about your success and power.
I believe in our potential for success,
but how you own your mistakes.
What happens when you make a mistake? Because we all do them.
Yeah. I own it. I think it does wear you down.
Yes.
And some events feel catastrophic, like a bank collapse, or when you are like, am I going to make payroll or not?
Gwyneth talks about her mistakes, her failures, how she launched a men's product and it failed, how her bank collapsed. She's being vulnerable.
Oh
We do
my
it
gosh.
right all the time.
I've made so many mistakes, and all of our money was in a bank that collapsed a couple of years ago.
Oh.
Remember that? We tried to do Goop Men for a while. We never got really enough customers there. Like sometimes instinctually you'll feel something's a really good idea and you'll go do it, and then it turns out it wasn't such a good idea. I've made a ton of mistakes, but I still make mistakes.
Meghan, on the other hand, she talks about hard work, but it feels scripted, staged, another performance that needs to be admired.
I have been on this grind. Oh my gosh, I work so hard, and I appreciate what hard work looks like. I like working hard, and I'm still working hard. And I've always been a hard worker.
The point is that vulnerability, it's not a weakness. It's a strength that makes you connect with people. You don't need to impress to be impressive. Just admit your mistakes, be honest, and tell the truth, which is exactly the shocking example we're coming to next, when both Gwyneth and Meghan are asked the same question: what would you do differently?
If you could rewrite your public narrative from scratch, is there anything that you would do differently?
Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth. Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth.
Like when I'm on my deathbed, when I look back at my life, those will have been the mistakes that I made. Like I didn't have the hard conversation when I needed it, professionally, personally. It's like almost every mistake that I've ever made comes from me not saying what needed to be said in the moment because I didn't want to rock the boat or hurt someone's feelings. Every single mistake.
This is such a great question that invites you to reflect, to be real, to look back upon your life, to think about your mistakes and what you've learned. I mean, you tell me, what would you answer to that question? I know for me, I would have divorced sooner. I would have worried and stressed less about what other people think of me. I would have traveled more and sooner too. Gwyneth is asked this question not only by Emma, but also in an interview with in Mindvalley. And she pauses, she thinks, she reflects, and she gives a proper answer.
If you could go back 20 years, let's say 2005.
That I shouldn't be embarrassed to ask questions because it took me a while until I got comfortable with that. You know, I got talked in and out of a lot of stuff. You know, people talking you in and out of, oh, you know, you can't be on this e-commerce platform now because of this, this, and this. And I would just say like, okay. And then, you know, you need 50 engineers to do that. I'm like, okay, you know, just like, and then I was embarrassed to ask questions or challenge. So that's kind of the one thing I would do differently. I wish I had been a little bit more aligned with my instincts and had been less nervous to challenge.
It's self-awareness, something that Meghan completely avoids. She avoids any self-reflection. She would do nothing different because it's people who are to blame.
Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth. Yes, I would ask people to tell the truth.
You, me, us, we are the problem, not Meghan. Meghan never gets personal. She never gets vulnerable. She has nothing to learn, nothing to admit, nothing to change. She's perfect. And that turns people off. It's the honesty that draws people to you.
You know, I gotta say, I love your vulnerability and how real you are.
Let's watch the calm versus the theatrical contrast and watch how both of them are speaking. Not what they are saying this time, but how they say it.
Visions at Goop over the years that haven't worked out. We tried to do Goop Men for a while. We never got really enough customers there. Like sometimes instinctually you'll feel something's a really good idea and you'll go do it, and then it turns out it wasn't such a good idea. But I think you can't know until you try, and it's okay to...
It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that, and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions and making sure that all that feels in line, and what's the cadence of it, and what's the photography that we want to do, and what do I want to wear for those shoots, while also editing all the time-coded notes for season 2 of With Love, Meghan. And then
Gwyneth is talking in a calm, steady tone, a more natural, not forced rhythm. She shows emotional control. and a grounded sense of confidence. There's no need to prove anything, like Meghan, who makes it all very dramatic with all her sighs and whispers.
Watching it and going, oh my gosh, because I'm so busy, drop off. Okay, the day point, at least, I don't know, during the, no. So yes, 10 years and as an adult, it's such a great question. Yeah. And it was so energizing. Means a lot, Jamie. Thank you.
Yeah.
Meghan also talks very fast, probably because everything she says is so scripted and rehearsed.
It means we're working on replenishment and what are the next SKUs and what's the next tranche of products and what's the timing on that and writing the newsletters and writing the social media captions. And we are every day in the weeds of minutia, from packaging and unboxing to the language on a newsletter, which yes, I'm one of the people who's looking at all of that and making sure that it feels reflective of my vision for the brand.
Having a conversation, it's not performing a movie scene. The point is that authenticity, it's not just in your words. It's also in your voice. That tone that is more calm, unforced, it will draw people to you and make you more magnetic. But when your emotions feel staged and performed, it creates a distance. Now you tell me, do you feel more connected to Gwyneth or Meghan or neither? I'm curious to know. The truth is, authenticity and confidence doesn't have to be complicated, even if you're shy and introvert. The next video shows a great example of how charisma can be quiet and magnetic. I'll see you there.